trick. I'm going to attempt to take these two weed eaters, which you may be able to see on the desk behind me there. One of them is a short shaft, and the other one's a long shaft. So we can zoom in on them a little bit. The one with the long shaft is a bad motor. I don't know what's wrong with it. I've had it for several years, never done anything with it. But anyway, I want to switch the shafts out. It doesn't seem like much, but I think it'll make my weed eating experience a little more friendly. Oh yeah, I want to tell you something else too while we're at it. Hang on. You may remember me telling you in a previous video about this weed eating string. It's 65 thousandths inch diameter. Anyway, I didn't like it because it kept breaking all the time. So I thought, you know, I was using that homemade weed killer, but that only lasts like a week or two. And you gotta redo it. So I bought some of this 95 thousandths weed eater string, and I'll tell you what, this stuff is good. I used it the other day around the backyard in the fence line, and I goofed up. I've got the end. It's up inside here to where I can't find it now. I didn't leave it out very good. But I went all the way around that fence line, and it didn't break once. Not once. As a matter of fact, my trimmer was needing a little bit of tune-up, kept dying, and I kept having to full start it. And I did that until, well, gave myself some nice little blisters, and I was just wore out. I quit messing with it. I got all the inside of the fence done. Anyway, let's see if you can see how thick this is. That's the new stuff. We'll give them the old side by side here. There. You can kind of see the difference. That blue stuff is just crap. 65 thousandths just breaks like spaghetti noodles. And this pink stuff, 95 thousandths. Oh, it's stout. But then this blue stuff's real old too. That might be a contributing factor. Anyway, just want to share that with you. And I'm going to attempt to switch those shafts out. I don't know that it'll work. I'm hoping it does. And if so, I'll let you know about it. Alright, switching those shafts out on the weed eater was really easy. I just took an Allen wrench, loosened up the screws in the handle there. There's 4 of them. The handle fell apart in 2 pieces. And then there's one more bolt like similar to this one, which is, they're not the same model, so there's a little bit of difference in them, but the concept is the same. Loosen this up so it's free, and this just comes out. It's got a square shaft just like on your drive shafts on your motorcycles. And to put it back in, just slip it down to where that square cable goes down in the square hole, and you tighten this rascal back up and put it all back together, which I'm just putting this back together so I'll know where all the parts and pieces are in case I need to undo it at some point in time, which I also remembered to switch out the handle. I slid it off the old one, which the old one was kind of a unique thing. It was a 2-piece shaft. I think you can see what I'm trying to show you, where this end fits inside that one, and then this just goes on there and screws together. And it kept coming loose, and I finally put some Loctite on it. But I still didn't like it because when I was weed eating, it would tend to want to do this. Even though it was tight, it was still loose. So, I'm going to take this guard off of here, put it on the other one, and then switch out the bobbin, which should be good to go. I think I'm gonna switch out the whole head. Just because I already know that this one works good. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, just gonna put this on the new one, the new old one. Because it's the same thing. And it works the same way. Now, I don't know that I'm going to like this. I may be wrong. Being longer may not be better. But we'll find out. We will find out. And for those of you that don't know, you just hold this with a wrench while you crack it free, and this just unscrews. And that's how you change the heads out, which I was also using this rascal in that tall grass. Now this old one hasn't been apart for I don't know how long, if it's ever been apart. So it may not come so easily. No, yeah, it did. It popped right loose. Cool. And again, you can't see what I'm doing. I apologize. Screwing this one on here. Good and snug is all you got. Don't have to use a wrench or anything. It's good and snug because the way it turns, it tightens itself so it doesn't come apart. And that's good to go. Now, I'll just put this in the drawer with the other one and I can wind it up with new thread and have it ready for another day. I don't know though. Looks like it might be deformed from having sat funny in the heat for a long time or something. I mean, we'll have to play with that later. Let me show that to you. See how that looks oblong? It may not work right. Huh. That's interesting. I'll put that in the to play with pile. One out of the way. And take this new old one for a test drive. See if I like it. Looks like I might not have got it together right. The head never did spin. Back to the drawing board. Looks like maybe I didn't get that square cable in there right, or maybe it's wore out. This may or may not work. Alright, so I put it together and took it apart a couple times. I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. And then on closer examination I found that the original one has a slot in the pole where it goes into the motor here, and which allows this to go a little bit further up in there. You can see the little red line that I drew on there. And the one I'm trying to put in there, well, it didn't have that little slot. And you can see, maybe you can see, right here is the line I drew. And there's quite a little difference there. But anyway, I took my angle grinder and cut a slot in there. And I'm hoping I made it wide enough. And I'm thinking it's pretty tight. Might need to do a little more. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to open that up just a little more. And then it should go in there far enough. The cable wasn't going in deep enough to be grabbed by the motor hub. So that's why it wasn't working. I'm going to open it up a little bit more. I don't guess there's any reason why you can't see me do that. Now there is a little nylon bushing in here. This getting boogered up from me doing that for that cable housing, the inner cable to ride on. And I don't know how long it actually is, but it's just designed to keep it centered. Let's try it now and see if it will go in there. What will look like it's far enough. Oh, see that? Yeah. I have faith that that will work now. Little red mark on it. Oh yeah. Set it up over here by the original one, so you could see. Maybe you can see. There's the mark on the one I made, and there's the original mark. So it's actually going in farther than the other one was, which I don't think that'll be a problem. All right, I'm going to show you how the process of taking this apart is exactly backwards of what I'm doing now. You got this little bolt with a nut on this side, which holds it in there. Now the original one had this little clip, spring clip, which slid down in the bottom here, which it still will have, because I don't want to lose the part. But there was a hole in the shaft for it to fit in, and this one doesn't have that. And no, I didn't drill one in it. I could have, but I didn't. So that little rascal actually keeps you from squeezing these plastic bits together so much that it breaks. This goes right in there like that. Put your trigger on its slider. Put your other half. Put it together. Put your Allen screws in the holes and tighten them up. And of course, taking it apart and changing that is just backwards of what I just showed you. But you knew that because I already said it. Sorry. For those of you that have been watching my channel for a long time, you may remember on the go-kart, the Manco go-kart, back when I was using the joystick, steering, brake, and gas, I actually utilized one of these weed eater handles for my accelerator. Yep. If you're interested in seeing how that works, go back and look at the old Manco playlist. It's simple, man. That was all I needed to get that 8 horsepower motor up to full speed. It was sweet. Alright, I'm gonna try that now. Well, I only used it for a minute because the carburetor actually needs work and needs cleaned out and readjusted. And I'm not gonna do that right now. But I do think I'm gonna like it better. It's just that short shaft I just didn't like it. It was too close to my toes. Had me bending over all the time. I just didn't like it. So I think this is gonna be a big improvement. Cheers for that. I like it like that. And that's it for now. You all take care. Thanks for watching. And see y'all later. All right. Cheers.